Howdy. This is Applejack, and I'm going to tell you a story about Mr. T and me and Phony Baloney, the counterfeit kid. On Monday, I was late to school. I ducked into my seat after the last bell. The teacher was tapping her foot. My dog jumped over the fence. I said I had to chase him for 10 blocks. It wasn't true, but the teacher believed me. She didn't mark me tardy. Behind me, James said, "You're always telling lies. You're a big phony. Your dog is too small to jump a fence. Prove it." I said. Forgot my lunch that morning, too. By lunchtime, I was really hungry. My dog ate my lunch. I told the teacher in the lunchroom. He likes bologna sandwiches. The teacher believed me. She gave me a slip for a hot lunch. Behind me, James said, "That's another lie. Your dog is just a puppy. He couldn't eat a sandwich. You're a phony, Baloney. Prove it," I said. I carried my tray across the lunchroom. I'm good at making up stories. I didn't care if James believed them. Most everyone else did. I sat down at a table with my friends. They were all talking about Mr. T. "I've got a Mr. T record," one kid said. He started humming and snapping his fingers. "I've got Mr. T's picture, and it's autographed," another boy said. I knew James had a bunch of Mr. T comic books. I felt another story coming. Records, autographs, pictures. "That's nothing." The kids all looked at me. They waited while I took a drink of milk. Then I said, "No, Mr. T. Personsal." I didn't know him, but it was just another story. "Really? You know Mr. T. Personally," the kids said. But James glared at me. "You prove it." He said, "Prove it, you phony baloney." I knew Mr. T was miles away. He was busy working on his TV programs. "What if I could?" I answered. Suddenly James jumped up. "Maybe you can," he said. "My dad works at the airport. Next Saturday, Mr. T is flying here to do a show. So, James said, "I'll get my dad to take us to the airport. Then you can prove you know Mr. T. Personsal." The kids at the table laughed. "Prove it, prove it," they chanted. James looked pleased. "Okay," I said. I couldn't get out of going, but I'd think of something. That Saturday morning, 4 of us rode to the airport with James's dad. All the way I planned what I would do. I would pretend that one to know Mr. T. He knew lots of kids. Maybe Mr. T wouldn't remember not knowing me. At the airport, we drove through the back gates and right onto the airfield. Just in time, James's dad said, "Look over there near the hangars." A white and gold plane taxied to a stop. The door opened, and a figure as big as the door stepped out. "There's Mr. T," James shouted. He started pushing me towards the plane. I was trapped. Down the steps came Mr. T. His boots clicked on the metal steps. His gold chains flashed in the sunlight. He walked straight towards us. "Mr. T," James shouted. "Here's someone who knows you Personsal." My knees were wobbly, but I stepped forward and held out my hand. "Hi, Mr. T, remember me?" I said. Mr. T took my hand. I meet hundreds of kids every week. I don't remember every one, just as I'd honed the plan worked. I'd bluffed my way as usual, but I always remember Mr. T went on. "Someone I know personally." James butted in. "He's a phony, Mr. T. A phony baloney." The other kids chanted. Mr. T's face clouded and he crouched beside me. "That's true. You lie to everyone." His eyes were laser beams peering into mine. I couldn't answer. I looked at a jet taking off. Mr. T knew the truth. Now everyone knew. Mr. T gripped my shoulders and turned me to face him. "Mr. T ain't no fool, and neither are these guys," he said. "Only fool is yourself, little brother. Rest of us knows liars are fools, and that ain't cool." I swallowed hard. Mr. T was right. My bluff hadn't worked. I thought of all the other lies I'd told. I turned to face James. "My dog didn't eat my lunch," I admitted. "Lunch?" Mr. T shouted. "I'm fitting to eat lots of burgers and fries. You guys want to come on?" James looked at his dad. When he nodded yes, we all cheered. Just then a big car drove up, and Mr. T sprinted across the concrete. "Follow me," he shouted. All 4 of us raced to the car. We got in back with Mr. T. James and I sat on special jump seats that fold up. Even James was happy about that. Now we all could say we knew Mr. T. Personsal.